Hey, did you know that you can actually buy a bomb-proof car? I didn't know this either until recently. After seeing some videos about them, I got to thinking, how exactly do you make one? And can you even make one yourself? Now, first things first, what actually makes a car bomb-proof? We often think of military trucks or the presidential limo when we think of bomb-proof vehicles. However, these vehicles aren't necessarily bomb-proof, but rather blast-resistant. The difference here being that bomb-proof means that a vehicle can withstand an explosion without being flipped over or losing any of its wheels. Essentially, the car is still drivable after an explosion. However, blast-resistant means that it can withstand an explosion, but may sustain some damage in the process. Such as with the case of the presidential limo, where a tire was blown out by a roadside bomb in Iraq. So for the sake of this video, I'll just be focusing on bomb-proof cars. So let's take a look inside one of these cars to see how they're made. Alright, so let's start off with a cross-section of a bomb-proof car to get an idea of how they're built. First, you have the outer shell, which is made of high-strength steel similar to what you would find in tanks. This is important because if the car is to skid across the road after an explosion, it needs to maintain its structural integrity so that it doesn't flip over. Next, you have multiple layers of Kevlar and ceramic composites, which offer excellent protection against small arms fire and explosives. The amount of layers can vary depending on the level of protection required. For example, one company called Incas offers 5 different protection levels for their cars. As you can see, the more protection you opt for, the thicker the armor becomes. And speaking of armor, the last thing you want is for your armor to be punctured by the shrapnel from an explosion. And so to avoid this, manufacturers will line the inside of the car with a tight, fitting liner which catches shrapnel and prevents it from causing any damage inside the vehicle. And finally, there's the secret sauce. The thing that really makes all these components work together, the run-flat tires. Now, while not all bomb-proof cars have these, many of them do because they allow the vehicle to remain mobile even after being hit by a roadside bomb. But wait, before we go any further, let me ask you something. You're tired of ads at this point? No? Okay, good. Because I've got a very special offer for you. Alright, now back to the video. Let's take a look at some real-world examples of bomb-proof cars. Let's start with Incas. They have a range of different models, including sedans, SUVs, and even trucks. All of their cars are manufactured in Canada and comply with US and European safety standards. Their entry-level car is the 360, which offers protection against 15 kilogram TNT at 2 meters and weighs only $12,000. If you want something a little heavier, they also have the Black Diamond, which offers protection against 70 kilograms TNT at 10 meters. The price of $1,500,000, you really can't go wrong. Yeah, but hold on, because we've got 2 more cars to look at. There's the Urus Senate, which is a Russian-made limousine designed to protect the Russian president. It has a 12-liter V8 engine and a body made of aluminum and titanium. It also has a state-of-the-art filtration system, which can protect the occupants from chemical and biological weapons. And then there's the brand new Tesla Cybertruck. Now, Tesla themselves haven't claimed what the truck's armor capabilities are, but some sources have reported that it could potentially withstand an explosion of up to 10 kilograms of TNT. Not too shabby for a pickup truck. Now, I know what you're thinking. These cars are great and all, but how much protection do they actually offer? Well, luckily for us, there's no shortage of people online willing to put these cars to the test. In this video, a guy from Incas is dropped into an active war zone. He's specifically in Bakhmut, Ukraine, which is currently under attack by Russia. And his mission, if he chooses to accept it, is to drive around and collect intel on enemy positions. Now, unfortunately, we don't get to see any combat footage, but we do get to see him driving through the streets of Bakhmut. Honestly though, I think this is a pretty effective advertisement for the Incas vehicles. After all, if a guy can drive around a city during an active war zone, then it's probably safe to say that it's going to protect you from most roadside bombs. But what about if we wanted to build our own? Now, you might be thinking that building your own bomb-proof car is impossible, but I'm here to tell you that it's actually not that hard. In fact, it's incredibly easy. All you need are 3 simple things: steel plates, Kevlar or ceramic composites, and a tight-fitting liner. Now, you don't have to use all of these materials, but the more materials you add, the more protection you'll have. Of course, there's also the option of using cheaper materials, like using baking trays instead of steel plates, although I wouldn't recommend that. But before you spend all your life savings on steel plates, keep in mind that you're going to need a lot of them. In fact, you're going to need enough steel plates to cover the entire body of your car. So unless you have the money to buy several tons of steel, I would advise against making your own bomb-proof car. But let's say that you do have the money and you're ready to get started. The first step is to cut the steel plates to the right size. You'll need to measure the length and width of your car and then add a few inches to each measurement. This will ensure that the steel plates overlap and provide maximum protection. Once the steel plates are cut, they need to be bolted to the frame of the car. This part is pretty straightforward, but it does require some heavy machinery. Finally, you need to install the liner. This can be done by simply screwing it to the steel plates. And that's it. Your bomb-proof car is now ready to go. And before you take it out for a spin, you should definitely test it out. And by test it out, I mean drop a weight on top of it. Obviously, you can't drop a 70 kilograms weight on your car without damaging it. So instead, I would recommend dropping a smaller weight. That way, you'll be able to get a feel for how the car handles explosions without risking too much. Now, if you don't have access to a crane, you can also try dropping large rocks or boulders onto the roof of the car. Either way, once you've done that, you can move on to testing the car's ability to withstand gunfire. To do this, you'll need to simulate small arms fire. You can do this by swinging a hammer at the car or firing off some legally obtained firecrackers. Obviously, you shouldn't do this in a residential area, but rather somewhere remote where you won't disturb anyone. And so after all that testing is done, you're left with a car that's hopefully bomb-proof. Of course, you can continue to improve its armor capabilities by adding more steel plates or Kevlar, but that's up to you. Anyways, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. I know that it's been a while since I posted a video, but I've been busy working on a new project. I'm hoping to release it sometime next week, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, please check out my other videos at Fix It Broke It. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.